Hello, everyone.
Hi, Alex.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Valerie, Ellen. Good morning over here and good afternoon over there.
Good afternoon over here.
Oh,
Good.
almost. So I really like the Alderian approach, the sense of belonging, um, assessing their history as a child and asking those questions, um, and how they were raised with their family, their attachment with their family members, and what stuff they went through as a child, and then asking additional questions regarding what's going on with their life right now, and just taking that approach from the beginning. Um, and he has several steps that he goes by, which is the engagement, assessment, insight, and reorientation. I like that. Um, you got to start that relationship with the client, with engagement and establishing that therapeutic connection with the client and yourself, so you can move from the process of building that trust with the patient and then going to the additional stages, which is the assessment. You obtain their personal history and what they went through childbirth, and then we can go through the insight, and we get their perspective of what they believe of the problem that is occurring, and finally the reorientation, which we can talk about what steps we can do to overcome those obstacles that the client is currently facing. So I really like the Alderian approach. It's just very interesting. There's even a whole chapter, I know, in the Edgin book regarding our Corey, sorry, about regarding Alderian. But Fruit is also cool. And they're really good psychotherapists, and they're really interesting material. I read about them and just learning about how they approach other individuals to attain information. Which one do you guys like?
I think I like the Aderian approach, and I learn a lot from it because that's who we are. It's things happen when you are young, and some people they linger into it and they hold onto it, and they believe that's their destiny. But it's assuring us that no matter the situation you grew up with, you can turn yourself to be a different person when you grow older. Which that is the key. That is the main thing, that we should walk towards our future, not sitting down and saying, "Oh, this what happened in the future. I won't be able to reach this stage. I won't be able to do that. I was being uh, bullied. I was being put down when I was young, and I was like nothing." But it's giving us the assurance and the confidence that we can be what we want to be, and you can grow up from nothing to be somebody. So I think I really learned a lot from it, and that's what happens in our day-to-day life. Uh, when you're doing stuff, and when you're doing something and it's not working well, it's giving us the courage. The therapy is just like encouraging us to assess ourselves and to see where we're going to be in future, and to see the difference, and also the environment also has impact on us. If you're in the environment of the rich people, you want to mingle yourself with rich people and you want to be in that class. If you're in the environment of poor people, you'll be thinking shabbishly, you not think wisely. So our environment as well also matters in us, and it's also part of who we are. If we are in an environment that is not healthy and is not welcoming, I think it's advisable as a therapy to tell your clients to leave that environment for their goodness and enablement. I learn a lot from it.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, sure.
Completely
I,
agree.
that's sure. I like that, Helen, and I agree with you because with people, we are the result. We are the result of our environment. If you grew up in a unhealthy environment, you're gonna be a more likely a pessimistic person. And so once you are very pessimistic, your dream, it's not going to be easy really for you to achieve your dream because your thinking is going to be at such a very low level. You're not going really to um you're not really going to make it the way other people maybe would see you. But you can always step up and make it happen. Make it happen. We've seen some very resilient kids, kids that they grew up in a very unhealthy environment, but they said, hey, I don't want this for myself. I'm going to step out of this situation. We've seen kids that were raised by alcoholic parents, parents with substance abuse, but they choose a different path in their lives. So we have seen, but it's not easy, and it's not easy because most of the time they don't really have a good support network. They don't really have people to support them. They only have the professors, the teachers sometimes, or maybe family or good friends, so that can help them out. So yeah, we can learn from this kind of model to change our life around, and especially for those of us who come from a different foreign country. We tried to make it. We tried to make it work, and for us, because we did not like maybe our lifestyle back then, but now it's part of our resilience. And I believe most of immigrants, especially who go to school and try to manage life, family, school in the old age. So I agree with you, Ellen. That's a very very interesting model.
It is.
And maybe they bring that into the therapy session. The environment they were exposed to in the past, the hardships that they went through as a child. That's what's bringing them. They feel like inferiority when they those obstacles are causing them to not find a way, a proper pathway to overcome these obstacles. And I just think we should completely just ask how they grew up, what happened throughout their childhood years, and see how they overcome those obstacles.
Yeah, that those kids have learned from self responsibilities and self regulation. They've learned to bring some discipline into their lives, and
you can get certified with Alderian therapy too. There's several courses that you can take, and you can become a
yeah, that's what I've learned. Yeah,
pretty good, really interesting. I'm maybe gonna lean into maybe taking those courses and becoming a Alderian psychotherapist.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, very interesting. But based on my culture, people don't usually go to a professionals or a certified therapist. They usually go to the elderlies and in the family for advices. So they don't really go. But honestly, I have never heard of Alderian therapy before.
It's the first time for me too.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because people tend to focus more on other therapies like yeah, but not Alderian, and I like it though.
Mm-hmm.
I find it very interesting, and
I like it more because in this world, things happen. You do things, you might not get it at the first time. It's like encouraging you what is your what's the plan for your future? You have to have a plan and goal. If you have
Right.
a goal that this is where I'm going in the future and this is who I want to become, no matter the obstacle on the road, you just still have to, press on and push on to your goal. It's determination and hard work too. As therapists, we just have to encourage our clients that they have to put more efforts, to accomplish their goal, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and they have to really work hard. Ours is just to make sure we show them the path, and just to tell them that you cannot really focus on the past, but focus on where you're going. What is the next step? Which, as you said, like back home, we don't really have like therapists. Most of the time, they might go to the elders in the church, the pastors, and the elders. They are the therapy. You got good people with good skill that can advise, give good, encourage them and tell them what to do. But it's a good thing that we can read it. And when I was reading the theory, I find reality in it. There's reality, is real life. So that really attracts me to it.
So we're very fan of the Hungarian therapy as well. Let me who wants to be the client and the?
Okay, are we done with that?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So who am I going to start with?
Yeah, I can be the client, or if you want me to be a therapist.
All right, I'll be the therapist. You'll be my client.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Good morning, Miss Valerie. It's nice to meet you in person today. How you doing?
I'm all right. I think I'm all right.
As I mentioned to you on the phone the other time, I am an advanced practice therapist from a student from Regis College, and I spoke with you on the phone. Today, I'm going to discuss with you some parts of the difficulties that you are facing or what you've been experiencing. I will try as much as possible to make everything confidential, and whatever we discuss here today remains here and doesn't go nowhere. And in this section, during our discussion, I would like to get your consent, if you don't mind. I might want to jot down some stuff because I would not like to forget because of aging. I might forget things if I don't jot it down. So if you don't mind, I would like to jot something down, and I would like to ask you some questions. What about what you are experiencing as we speak or as we discuss before on the phone, if you don't mind. And I want to know what brought you here this morning.
Thank you, Miss Helen. I came here today because, as I told you, I've been having some difficulties sleeping at night and feeling overwhelmed. I started school last month, and working jobs and taking care of my family has become very difficult, not to say impossible. So I feel like I don't have enough time for my family. I don't have enough time to sit down with my husband, and doing my homework has become a big challenge for me. So I've been feeling really, really sad about it.
So, Miss Valerie, you mentioned that you are quite like irritable, and um, you've been worried about all what is going on around you. Is that what you're trying to relate to me?
Yes, irritable because when I get home, I'm very tired and I still have a lot of work to do at home. And that's when I'm doing doing my house chores and also doing school assignment. It's really hard for me to keep up with all of these activities. And given myself, I do not have any time for myself. So sometimes I can be very irritable.
So, is the work like overwhelming for you?
It's not the work mm, that is overwhelming for me because I go to work, I have to work, I have to do my 8 hours, I have to do it. I have other places, I have another job to go, so I have to do what I got to do. But I would expect when I get home to get some time for myself, and I don't have that. No, I'm not really blaming my work because I have to work to support my family.
So, can you tell me about the depressive symptoms that you have been having?
I've been having poor sleep. I have not been sleeping at night, not more than 2 hours. I have been having difficulty falling asleep. And if I fall asleep, I sleep only like for 30 minutes and wake up in the middle of the night, not able to fall asleep again. So that's make it very difficult for me to make it very difficult for me to do my school assignment.
Is there
And
anything else?
I don't want to fail. That would be a shame for me too. I don't want to fail.
You don't want to fail. Oh, it's very sad to hear that. I know it's going to be very frustrating after spending a lot of money, and uh, you find yourself in that type of dilemma in your academy. Can you tell me about your family situation that you think might have any impact in this situation that you're going through?
Well, my family situation is very complicated. My husband's been sick, been paralyzed 2 years, 2 years and a half, going up to 3 years now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm the only person working in my family. I wouldn't want to call myself the breadwinner because as I'm talking, I do not really want my husband to think that I've he's a burden to me. But I have to support my family financially, psychologically, physically. I have to be present. I have to be present. And I'm only one person. I'm trying to be at 4 different places at a time.
Mm. So, can you share with me with what you've discussed with me right now, in your own perspective? What good outcome are you expecting right now in this therapy? What do you really expect from this therapy?
Um, my expectations from this therapy would be like able to come up with some good solution, some good plan, and able to stick with it.
Okay. So, have you considered what is making you not to get enough good sleep in the night?
When I got home after midnight every day, 5 days a week, sometimes 7 days. I would say every 2 weeks I got home 7 days a week after midnight. And I feel guilty if I don't have at least 2 hours to sit down to work on my school assignment. If I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm still thinking of my homework. I'm still thinking of my homework because I feel like I'm not putting enough and I really want to do it. And I have also to think that I need to wake up early in the morning. So I have to prepare something for my husband before I leave the house early in the morning. So that has become really overwhelmed. It's too much, but I know at the same time it is my responsibility, so I have to do everything.
So, with all this situation and problem, going to school, taking care of your husband, being the breadwinner, what are you thinking right now? Are you thinking anything negative or positive to yourself?
I've always been a very positive person.
Good.
I always want to see, I always want to achieve what something good in life. And I never see a time where I think I'm pushing myself too much.
All right. I'm glad that
some of my life I just don't see an alternative or any way out. What else I should do?
okay. I'm very glad to hear that you have positive thinking to yourself and you don't have any thought about hurting or harming yourself, if I may ask.
No, I don't. I don't think that will come to my mind because I don't believe. I don't think hurting myself would be a good solution.
Okay.
That's why I came to you.
Okay. That sounds good. And with that being said, it looks like we can work something out to try and help you with the little we can. First, we're going to work on uh, your sleep and see if you'll be able to get enough sleep, because if you're able to sleep, your brain will be fresh, you'll be able to walk, you will be able to think right, and you'll be able to do things in order. So, do you have any idea or suggestion that you think can help you to sleep before I give you any of mine?
That's my problem because the only way I think I could go to bed and sleep if I maybe quit school, so I will not have to think about assignment, but I don't want to do it.
I don't think that's a good idea, Miss Valerie. And I'm not going to be of support to that because I know your career is very important. The more, uh, the more education you acquire, the more power you get, and you'll be able to take care of your family and be stress free as well. So I'm not going to go to that path, and I believe that you're not looking towards that as well. But there are other things we can put together and practice that will be very helpful to you. First, number one is to, in the evening time, probably you like massage your back, rub your back. Maybe your husband can rub your back for you in it a little bit so that just to make your muscle relax. That might be of good help to you. And also, you might want to take a warm shower, you make your body fresh. That might be a good thing for you as well. And also, you can drink some warm milk. You warm it up and just sooten your body and make you
I have
comfortable.
lactose intolerance.
Or you like, okay, you can take lactose intolerance, and they also have some. It doesn't have to really be milk. Something that you like, that when you drink it, you're more suitable, relaxing. That might be good. I'm not talking about alcohol because I don't want you to get addicted. That might be of good help to you, and you also want to avoid exercise, evening exercise. Some people go to gym like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but they can still sleep, but it's not helpful for other people. In your own case, you don't want to do that. If you go to gym, you want to go in the morning, be energized and be strong in the daytime. So towards the evening, your body is now relaxing and coming down and then getting ready to sleep. And also, you don't drink a lot of water that will be, making you to get up from waking you up every minute to go to pee, because some people, when they get up in the middle of the night, they can't go back to sleep. And also, you want to avoid large food in the night. You want to eat before you go to bed. Just get something light, not too heavy, because eating heavy food can also um, prevent you from sleeping. You might be over full and just turning from right to left on the bed, unable to sleep. So at this point, you want to look at those couple of things I just described to you, anyone that you think is helpful to you and that can help you to sleep. It's just a try and error. If you try the warm bath and it helps you and you sleep very well tonight, then that's a good one. You might continue to do that. And if we can put your sleeping pattern in order, you go to school. Also, have you also considered getting financial aid from your school so that you don't work too much?
Um, no, I wasn't thinking of that.
Okay, that's also, you can put it into consideration. See if you can apply for financial aid. Then you can only work maybe 2 days in a week. You have more time for yourself.
That would be enough to pay my mortgage. That's okay. I'm not going to earn not even like a 1/3 of what I'm paying for my mortgage.
By then, you're not going to pay your school fee. Your school fee is out of the issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
but my
and oh,
school fees for like 16 weeks, but mortgage I have to pay every 4 weeks.
and also, if that doesn't work for you, you can also get some assistance from your husband, and a little income can come. Anything that works for you,
Assistant from
because
who?
from the government.
How?
Yeah, they can provide some assistance. They can provide assistance with food, with transportation, so you don't have to take him for his appointment all the time. You might be working or going to school. So
No,
all
I don't want the government to be feeding my husband.
no, it's not that they're going to feed, they're just going to help, to assist you.
And I don't, I mean,
And
I'm
it's not
not, I'm
it's
not going to go after a government assistant for my family
okay.
because
Okay.
I left my country and came here to make a living and to live with dignity. I'm not going to go after
Okay,
government
I
assistance.
respect your idea, and that's good if you don't want to do it. But we're just looking at the intervention, what we can do to make
Yeah,
sure. For how many more years do you have to be in school?
a year and a half maybe.
Okay. So all what we're working towards now is a year and a half, just to stabilize you and be able to finish your school and not to be stressful, and to reduce all this anxiety, because too much of worriness, anxiety leads to depression, and I don't want you to to be depressed. So that's why we're looking into other things that can help. And any of those ones that you think I've said that is not of help to you, you can just, disregard that and do whatever is good for you. But the only thing I can say right now is I'll encourage you to keep on working hard towards your school. I know you've been working hard, and not to, leave the school or drop from your classes. Everything will be okay once you can balance your sleep and your husband and your work. So if you can get a good sleep, it's going to help you to reduce all this anxiety and stress. So what do you think, Miss Valerie?
I like your advice, and I'm going to try to work on certain things to see how things are getting covered up.
Okay.
Now, I can only follow your advice for now because I cannot think straight.
So what we're going to do, Miss Valerie, is I'm going to leave you now and let you put together what you think is good for you, and the little that I've said, anyone that you think is of help to you, you can do that. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time. And I want to see more improvements by the time you are back. You should be able to have a good sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, good sound sleep. Then
how am I going to get all that time?
After getting a good sound,
I would be happy to sleep for 7.
Let's make it 6 to 8, because at times you can sleep for 2 hours and your body is strong.
Yeah.
So let's make it 6 to 8 hours, and let's see what goes on with that. Then when you come back next week, then we're going to work on at least that is going to be accomplished. The sleeping pattern will be accomplished. Then we're going to work on the next step next week, Miss Valerie.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. It's nice talking with you today, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good. I'm going to press end meeting. I'll resend the invitations right now.
Okay.